The Tripitaka, a name that literally and aptly translates from the ancient Pali language as the three baskets, is the most extensive, revered, and foundational collection of sacred texts in Theravāda Buddhism, serving as the sole repository of the Buddha's original teachings, known as the Dharma. This immense and encyclopedic work is meticulously organized into three distinct sections or baskets, each of which serves a unique, indispensable, and complementary function in preserving the entirety of the Buddhist path, encompassing everything from the minutiae of monastic life to the most profound and abstract philosophical insights into the nature of reality. The first of these, the Vinaya Pitaka, is the basket of discipline, and it is dedicated almost entirely to the rules, regulations, codes of conduct, and ethical guidelines for the monastic community, known as the Sangha. However, it is far more than a simple rulebook. It is a rich, detailed, and often narrative-driven account of the historical circumstances and specific events that led the Buddha to establish each and every rule. The Buddha is portrayed as a compassionate and pragmatic teacher who only laid down a rule when a particular situation or transgression arose within the Sangha, using the event as a teachable moment to guide his followers toward a more harmonious and pure way of life. The Vinaya Pitaka is typically divided into three parts. The Sutta Vibhanga, which gives a detailed explanation of the major rules for monks bhikkhus and nuns bhikkhunis, often quoting the specific story behind the rule. The Khandaka, which covers a wide range of topics related to communal life, such as ordination procedures, the rules for ceremonies, the proper way to resolve disputes, and the correct handling of monastic property. And the Parivara, a summary and categorical analysis of the rules in the form of questions and answers, serving as a kind of a quick reference guide. This first basket thus acts as the moral and structural foundation for the monastic community, ensuring its integrity, order, and spiritual purity through the ages, providing a tangible framework for the practice of sila, or ethical conduct. The second and most extensive basket is the Sutta Pitaka, the basket of discourses, which contains thousands upon thousands of sermons, dialogues, stories, and parables delivered by the Buddha over the course of his 45-year ministry after his enlightenment. These discourses are the very heart of the Buddha's teachings, presented in a conversational, accessible, and often engaging narrative style, making them understandable to both monastics and lay people alike. They cover the entirety of Buddhist doctrine, from the most basic principles to the most profound concepts, all pointing toward the ultimate goal of liberation. The Sutta Pitaka is further organized into 5 main collections, or Nikayas, each with its own character and focus. The Daya Nikaya collection of long discourses contains 34 lengthy and comprehensive sermons that often address a wide variety of subjects, from the nature of the universe and the afterlife to refutations of contemporary philosophical views, with some of its most famous discourses being the Brahmajala Sutta, which discusses the 62 types of wrong views, and the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, which recounts the final days of the Buddha and his passing away. The Majjhima Nikaya collection of middle-length discourses contains 152 discourses that are of a more moderate length but are considered to be some of the most philosophically and psychologically profound teachings of the Buddha, offering detailed explanations of meditation practices and the subtle workings of the mind. The Samyutta Nikaya collection of connected discourses gathers together thousands of shorter suttas that are thematically connected, such as all the teachings on the aggregates of existence, breaking down all physical and mental phenomena dharmas into their ultimate, non-composite realities. It delves deeply into metaphysics, epistemology, and psychology, providing a detailed causal analysis of consciousness, mental factors, and the nature of existence without using conventional or narrative language. This basket, typically comprised of 7 books, including the Dhammasangani, which lists and defines all the fundamental mental and physical states, and the Vibhanga, which further analyzes those states, is the most challenging to read and is primarily studied by advanced practitioners and scholars who seek a precise and intricate understanding of reality. It provides the intricate theoretical and philosophical grounding for the practice of panna, or wisdom. Together, these 3 baskets of the Tripitaka, the Vinaya, Sutta, and Abhidhamma, form an inseparable whole, providing a complete and all-encompassing roadmap to the Buddhist path. The Vinaya provides the ethical foundation, the Sutta gives the practical guidance and moral compass, and the Abhidhamma offers the deep, analytical understanding that culminates in the liberating insight of enlightenment. thereby providing a timeless and comprehensive blueprint for anyone seeking to follow the Buddha's path to the cessation of suffering. The sense bases, the Noble Eightfold Path, or the topic of suffering, thereby highlighting the interconnectedness of Buddhist philosophy and making it easier to study a specific subject in depth. The Anguttara Nikaya collection of numerical discourses is perhaps the most systematic of the collections, arranging suttas based on the number of doctrinal items discussed, starting with a single item, for example, the importance of one thing, and progressing all the way up to 11, which makes it an excellent resource for memorization and teaching. Finally, the Khaddaka Nikaya collection of short texts is a diverse and eclectic assortment of miscellaneous shorter works, including some of the most beloved and widely read texts in the Buddhist canon. Within this collection are the Dhammapita, a collection of 423 profound moral and ethical aphorisms, the Jataka tales, a vast collection of 547 stories about the Buddha's previous lives, and the Therigatha and the Ragatha, which are collections of beautiful and moving poems by early enlightened nuns and monks, respectively, providing a glimpse into their individual spiritual struggles and ultimate liberation. This second basket is the wellspring of the Dharma, providing the substance for the practice of samadhi, or mental development and concentration. The third and final basket, the Abhidhamma Pitaka, is the basket of higher doctrine, a dense, highly philosophical, and deeply analytical section that is far more technical and abstract than the other two. It does not contain direct sermons or narratives from the Buddha, but is believed to be the systematic, post-mortem articulation of his teachings by his enlightened disciples and later scholars. The Abhidhamma's primary purpose is to take the various psychological and philosophical teachings found in the Sutta Pitaka and organize them into a meticulous and comprehensive philosophical system,